Have you ever left a conversation feeling emotionally exhausted, like your energy has been siphoned away? Relationships are the foundation of a fulfilling life, yet not all connections nourish us. In fact, some can quietly drain us, holding us back from our true potential. At Stoic Trench, we believe that protecting your inner peace is essential to living with strength and purpose. Join us as we uncover 5 types of people you should steer clear of to guard your well-being and create space for personal growth. If you're ready to fortify your emotional resilience, hit subscribe and ring the notification bell. Let's build a life of wisdom and tranquility together. Part 1. The Chronic Complainer. Have you ever felt like someone treats you as their personal emotional dumping ground? They come to you with the same complaints, the same frustrations, and the same grievances over and over again. At first, you might feel compelled to listen, to offer solutions, or simply to be a supportive friend. After all, everyone goes through tough times and we all need a shoulder to lean on. But there's a stark difference between seeking support and clinging to a cycle of negativity. Chronic complainers don't just vent, they set up residence in their problems. Instead of looking for ways to grow or overcome challenges, they loop through the same issues, ignoring advice and showing no interest in finding a way forward. I remember a colleague who always had something to complain about: work deadlines, their boss, even their lunch choices. At first, I empathized and tried to help, offering suggestions to ease their stress or find solutions. But no matter what I said, the narrative never changed. It became clear that they weren't looking for resolutions. They just needed a sounding board for their endless frustrations. What I didn't realize at the time was how much this behavior was affecting me. Listening to constant negativity drained my energy and clouded my own perspective. Slowly, I began to feel weighed down by problems that weren't even mine. Chronic complainers often don't intend harm, but their inability to shift focus from their problems can take a toll on those around them. It's not selfish to set boundaries. It's necessary for your own well-being. You can be compassionate without being consumed. Let them know you care, but also make it clear that their issues need proactive attention, not just repeated airing. Instead of getting trapped in the orbit of a chronic complainer, surround yourself with people who inspire and uplift you, those who encourage growth, resilience, and solutions. Remember, your energy is finite. Invest it wisely in relationships that nurture your peace and help you thrive. Part 2. The Promise Breaker. Have you ever experienced the sting of a broken promise? You wait for someone thinking they'll show up only to find that they've forgotten, ignored, or simply didn't bother. It's not just inconvenient, it's disheartening. Promises are more than just words. They are commitments, expressions of trust, and acts of respect. When someone repeatedly breaks their word, it doesn't just hurt, it chips away at the foundation of the relationship. I once had a friend who was notorious for making plans and then disappearing when it was time to follow through. At first, I brushed it off. Maybe they were running late or something came up. But after a while, it became clear this wasn't a one-time occurrence. Week after week, plans were made, and week after week, I found myself waiting, often alone, feeling disappointed. The pattern was undeniable. I wasn't a priority in their life. At first, I tried to excuse their behavior. Maybe they were just forgetful. Maybe they had too much on their plate. But as time passed, I began to realize that the issue wasn't about forgetfulness. It was about a lack of respect for my time and my commitments. Relationships, whether personal or professional, require effort from both sides. When someone continuously breaks their promises, they aren't just disappointing you. They're signaling that your time, your feelings, and your trust don't matter to them. It's an imbalance that can lead to resentment and frustration. So, what do you do when this happens? You have to reevaluate. You can't keep investing in relationships where respect and commitment are one-sided. Surround yourself with people who value your time as much as you value theirs. People who keep their word, who understand that relationships are built on trust, and who show up when they say they will. Remember, actions speak louder than words. A promise kept is a sign of respect, and a promise broken is a sign that it's time to move on. Respect your time, and make sure the people around you do the same. Part 3. The Boastful Ego. Have you ever been stuck in a conversation with someone who constantly steers the spotlight back to themselves? The kind of person who can't help but boast about their accomplishments, their awards, their glory days? While a certain level of confidence is admirable, excessive boasting often feels hollow and exhausting. We've all met that person who, at every opportunity, brings up their past achievements like a broken record, as if those moments are the only thing that define their worth. I remember a former acquaintance who always seemed to want to impress others by recounting his past triumphs. Whether it was a prestigious award he won years ago, a groundbreaking project he had led, or a recognition from a notable figure, he had an endless supply of stories to share. At first, I was impressed, but as time went on, I started to notice a pattern. Whenever the conversation shifted to the present, he would dodge the topic and instead find a way to circle back to his past. It became clear he was clinging to what he had done because he was struggling to find meaning in what he was doing now. True strength isn't about clinging to past glories. It's about the ability to evolve, grow, and be present. A person who continuously boasts about their past may be doing so to fill an emotional void, unable to find the same sense of accomplishment or fulfillment in their current life. Rather than inspiring others, they risk isolating themselves, as their conversations become more about self-validation than meaningful connections. Authentic relationships are built on mutual respect, not self-centered monologues. True confidence is quiet, humble, and doesn't need to constantly remind others of past victories. If you find yourself surrounded by people who can't stop talking about their own successes, it might be time to step back and consider whether the relationship is truly adding value to your life. Seek connections that are built on genuine conversations, shared experiences, and a mutual desire to grow together. Remember, humility attracts real respect, and in the end, it's the present, the life you're living now, that speaks the loudest. Part 4. The Perpetual Worrier. Have you ever found yourself in a conversation where someone endlessly discusses their worries, but no matter how many solutions you offer, they never take action? It can feel like you're stuck in a loop, hearing the same complaints over and over again, without any real progress. While it's natural to share concerns with others, constantly talking about the same issues without making any effort to resolve them can be draining and counterproductive. I had a close friend who was always complaining about work, how unfair her boss was, how overburdened she felt, and how unappreciated she was. As a good friend, I listened carefully, offering advice, encouragement, and suggestions to help her navigate these challenges. But no matter what I said, she would dismiss it, only to return with the same complaints the next time we spoke. It became clear that she wasn't truly interested in finding a solution. She just wanted validation for her frustrations. At first, I felt bad for her. I wanted to help, but I began to notice how these repetitive conversations were weighing me down. Every time we spoke, I found myself drained of energy, caught in her cycle of worry without any forward movement. I realized that sometimes people are more comfortable with their own suffering than with change. They want someone to sympathize with them, but they're not ready to take the steps necessary to improve their situation. True friendship isn't just about offering a listening ear, it's about encouraging growth and progress. A good friend will not only support you, but will also help you see opportunities for improvement and motivate you to take action. If you constantly find yourself caught in a loop of worrying without progress, it's important to recognize that you can't carry someone else's stagnation for them. While it's okay to listen, don't allow their unwillingness to change to hold you back. When you're surrounded by perpetual worriers, remember that your energy and time are valuable. Seek relationships that inspire growth, encourage positive change, and help you move forward, not just remain stuck in a cycle of worry. True support comes from those who are ready to take action, not just talk about their problems. Part 5. The Energy Drainer. Have you ever felt like you're the one always giving while someone else only reaches out when they need something from you? These energy drainers are experts at taking but rarely offer anything in return. They call on you when they're in need, expecting your support and attention, but never seem to care about your well-being or reciprocate when you're going through tough times. I remember a friend who seemed to appear out of nowhere every time they needed help, whether it was a shoulder to cry on or assistance with a problem. But when I was dealing with challenges of my own, they were nowhere to be found. There was no check-in, no offer to help, no genuine concern. Over time, I started to notice the pattern. The friendship felt one-sided, and I was always the one to pour energy into it. Every time they left, I felt drained, like I had given more than I had to give. This kind of relationship isn't healthy. A meaningful, lasting connection is built on reciprocity and mutual respect, where both parties care for and support each other equally. When someone consistently takes without giving, it's a red flag that the relationship is out of balance. It's easy to feel guilty or to keep giving, thinking that you're being a good friend. But the truth is, if you constantly give without receiving, you're depleting your own energy and ignoring your own needs. Setting boundaries with energy drainers is essential. It's not selfish to prioritize your own well-being and protect your peace. It's necessary. Boundaries allow you to preserve your energy for relationships that bring joy, mutual respect, and growth. When you make space for connections that are balanced and fulfilling, you'll find that your emotional reserves stay strong and your relationships become more meaningful. Remember, you deserve to be seen, valued, and appreciated. If you're constantly the one giving and never receiving, it's time to reconsider the dynamics of that relationship and make space for healthier, more reciprocal connections. Conclusion: life is too short to spend with people who drain your energy and hinder your growth. By identifying and avoiding these 5 types of individuals, you create space for healthier, more meaningful relationships. Cherish the connections that bring joy, understanding, and mutual respect into your life. Always remember, you deserve relationships that uplift and inspire you, not ones that weigh you down. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever experienced any of these types of people in your life? How did you handle it? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's keep the conversation going. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to Stoic Trench, and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on more content that will help you grow. Together, we can build a community focused on wisdom, positivity, and personal development. Keep moving forward and creating the life you deserve.